Advertisers and ad agencies today are really interested in data and dashboards. Our partners have a real desire for analytic insights and the ability to optimize campaigns in real time. It's one of the reasons that digital advertising has become such a darling of the media community. One of the biggest concerns with any type of marketing and advertising is accountability and tracking results. Radio, as a medium, has had a difficult time proving its effectiveness. We know that radio truly works, but it often doesn't get the credit it deserves with regard to its contribution to the consumer's path to purchase. That is until now, and only with our Airtime Analytics platform, because the platform answers the question that's plagued radio advertisers for years. How do I know my radio campaign is working? So what does Airtime Analytics actually do? Simply put, it allows us to track and quantify the incremental number of consumers who visit an advertiser's website within an 8-minute attribution window of a commercial airing. How do we do that? It's a pretty straightforward process. We ask for read-only access to an advertiser's Google Analytics. We then cross-reference that data with commercial air times that come directly from our traffic system. After establishing a baseline measure of normal site traffic over time, we're able to measure the incremental lift that comes within that 8-minute window of commercials airing. Armed with this data, we can give analytic insights into several different areas. For example, we can look at creative insights surrounding the different copy that our advertisers are running. We can compare the response rates of each piece of creative and determine which one is resonating most with consumers. We can then see which spot durations are most effective, as well as do A/B tests on different offers to determine which has greater traction. This allows us to optimize the campaign in near real time, similar to what's possible in digital advertising. We've never had these abilities until now. We can also look at schedule insights to determine which day parts are most effective and efficient and which stations are overperforming. This gives us the ability to spot issues and opportunities while the campaign is active. Lastly, we can look at overall website activity during the campaign and compare it to a control period during which there was no on-air activity to once again prove radio's effectiveness. All of this data makes for a more consultative relationship between us and our partners. The data insights provide actionable intelligence that allows us to improve campaign effectiveness and return on investment during the campaign. So, the best way to get a feel for our Airtime Analytics platform is to see it in action with real data. Let's take a quick look at a sample data set. So here's a sample data set. We're looking at a national client. The client is Spot Hero. We're looking at a period of time between May 1st and June 30th at the market of Chicago. We can look at any market that a client is in, and we're able to geofence individual markets or combined markets. But just as a top-line overview, the first panel that we look at are creative analytics. And this shows us all of the different pieces of creative that were run by this client throughout that 2-month time period. And what you're able to do is look and see how many visits were generated by each piece of creative within 8 minutes of that commercial airing. And so you can sort it by the total number of visits, but more importantly, you can look at the visits per airing, which is more a measure of efficiency, and look at your top performing piece of creative all the way down to your least or worst performing piece of creative, and therefore you can optimize your campaign in real time. It might be more beneficial to shift weight into the best performing commercials as opposed to the commercials that aren't performing as well. The next panel that you look at are the schedule analytics. And here you're able to look at day part and station performance. And in this case, you're able to see a graphical representation of when people were actually reacting to the commercials that were airing. And once again, looking at visits per airing, you can sort from the most effective day part to your least effective day part to gain insight into what time of day generates the most traction with consumers. You can also look at station effectiveness and see our best performing stations. In this case, all 5 stations from Chicago were performing relatively well, generating between 25 and 27 visits for every time that commercial aired. And lastly, we can look at web analytics to see what the overall lift in traffic was that came as a result of the radio campaign. In this instance, you can see that the total website visits during this time period was 300,000. Of that 300,000, 52,000 were directly attributed to the radio campaign, which represents a 17.28% lift in traffic. Also importantly, you can look at the percentage of new users that came to the website during this campaign, so as to suggest that the radio campaign is not only excellent at bringing repeat users to a website, but also bringing in new business. So that's a quick example of a data set and what the platform can do. So that's a quick overview of our Airtime Analytics platform. Currently, we have over 1,700 clients connected and getting these insights on a regular basis. The data we deliver to our advertisers is extremely valuable and not only helps improve campaign effectiveness, but instills a sense of confidence in the medium. Best of all, utilizing this technology doesn't cost anything extra. It's a free service we provide to any advertiser. Think of it as a benefit to doing business with us. If you want to learn more about this exciting technology, give your account executive a call. Airtime Analytics is the future of radio, and it's exclusive to us in the markets we operate in. We hope you take advantage of it and reap the benefits. You don't have to wonder whether your radio campaign is working. Now you'll know if it's working. Thanks very much.